have to remain peaceful on our side. But I do think that if they're going to escalate the language, then game on. Like, okay, if you're going to call us a bunch of fascists, we're not going to take that anymore. You're the fascist, Joe Biden, and there's other words we could use as well.
Conservatives are trying to make sure they're not talking about any of Donald Trump's legal issues. So anything that Joe Biden says, including the semi-fascist line, you have to continue to push and push and push and say, I can't believe they said this. In fact, Charlie Kirk made that appearance a couple days ago, but then he's stuck on the same point and continue talking about it in other forms as well too. He's still going, watch.
So all of this to say, last night I went on television and talked about this, and it's gone totally viral. It's everywhere for whatever reason. I don't think I said anything that remarkable because I said, wait a second, if you want to talk about who the fascists are, Joe Biden, you're a fascist. Fascist actually means bundle of sticks. You could take that for however you want when describing Joe Biden.
What? Anyways, I want you guys to point out one thing. I want to point out one thing to you guys. There's lots of promotion of whether or not something went big or got attention, regardless of whether or not it was a horrible thing to say or whether or not you've put people in danger, whether or not you're inciting folks to violence. He goes, and it went totally viral. That's the most important thing. Always remember, that is the most important thing, not any of the rest of this other stuff, that he goes viral and gets attention. With attention and going viral is money. Just remember that. By the way, so he talked about the root word for a fascist. Did he mention that? Is there there's a definition for that? Am I right? He says a bundle of sticks. Is that what he wanted? A bundle of sticks. Fasces, a bundle of rods with a projecting axe handle, axe blade carried by a lictor in ancient Rome as a symbol of a magistrate's power. Anyways, there's also another. There's another definition for this. It's more of a slang definition, and it's a gay man. But I guess that's connected to Joe Biden, or he's just kind of throwing words out there. And also the second meaning, that same bundle of sticks. Weird, because Charlie Kirk is totally on this whole weird tangents and we're mad about semi-fascist lines. But back in 2016, there was this whole unity guy who wasn't being very unifying, and Charlie Kirk was not happy with him. The same guy he's defending now. More.
I guess it's good optics for Donald Trump. I don't understand how he thinks he's going to bring the party together when just, I think, what was it, a week ago, he publicly retweeted an image that went directly after the spouse of Senator Ted Cruz. I don't understand how he thinks he's going to bring the party together when in an interview with CNN, he keeps on calling Ted Cruz Lion Ted. I don't think that's exactly the uniter that you want. And look, last night, it was laughable, his appearance on Chris Matthews. Are you kidding me? This is the guy that's going to bring the party together that says women should be punished because they pursued an abortion. This guy is I think he's self-destructing in front of us. You see it in the polling in Wisconsin. You see it in the polling in California. I would say right now, it's a 50-50 chance that Donald Trump walks out of Cleveland with the nomination. And there's a lot of forces at B that are pushing back against it.
John, wherever the grifting winds send me. Totally in defense of Donald Trump. I can't believe he'd call us these names. Donald Trump was not that unifying figure back in 2016. In fact, it's laughable as he attacked Ted Cruz. This guy can't do anything right. And also, last piece of irony here, Ben. This is again 2018 after Donald Trump is in office. After Charlie was so mad at him, he tweeted this out when it comes to how horrible libs are. Hey, liberals. Do you notice that when conservatives lose races, guys, pay attention to this. We don't riot, scream, smash windows, burn cars, assault people, or need days off of work? It's amazing how mature and civil conservatives are. Please remember this and take notes when we get Trump reelected in 2020. Man, that one did not last. If you think about January 6th. Oh, I'm sorry, January 6th was Antifa and BLM. I forgot, Ben. I totally forgot, my bad.
Pretty incredible. Charlie Kirk, another nemesis of mine. I just point any of you to my pinned tweet where I owned him with the dolphin fetus clip, showing again how much of a intellectual grifter this person is. You can't just throw words around without meaning and expect anyone to take you seriously. You call Joe Biden a fascist on television, devoid of meaning, then go on your show the next day and be like, oh, I just meant he's a bunch of sticks. I mean, what a stupid, he does what Charlie Kirk always does. He makes bold statements, and then when confronted, he runs. Just like in our abortion debate, when I, at the end of it, called him out on being a traitor to our own nation himself, being an insurrectionist who funded the Jan 6 rally, sent 80 buses of students to the ellipse, many of whom who ended up going towards the Capitol, Presumably many of them went in the Capitol, and this man funded it and then claims he didn't and stormed off of his own set as I made him run away from his own show. I was left standing alone in his own studio. That's the kind of moronic, evil person Charlie Kirk is. And like you said, following the grifting winds wherever they take him. This person is aiding and abetting, and I truly hope that law enforcement comes his way. Once they indict Donald Trump, they come his way for being one of the main conspirators. That is sedition against the country, that is insurrection, and it's arguably treason to actively try to stop an act of government and stop the certification of an election. Words have meanings, actions have consequences. The word fascist means an authoritarian leader, a dictator that is trying to be a strong man, that is trying to suppress opposition, that is using violence often to do that. Who's the one that set off smoke cannons and injured American citizens simply protesting so he can go hold an upside down Bible? That was Donald Trump, not Joe Biden, the empathetic man who hugs people and cares about the people he is elected to serve. And then at the same exact time, the actions of trying to sponsor and tweet that day, we're sending bus loads to go fight. This will be the most consequential day in American history. Well, that's gonna come to roost. I pray Charlie Kirk ends up with jail time over this, because if we do not, I'll say it again, start enforcing the fact that you cannot, as an American citizen, encourage insurrection against our country, encourage and sow chaos, which gives aids and abets comfort to our enemy, the definition of treason, then you will keep doing it, and there will be no consequences. We must stop these pundits from, listen, we need free speech, but certainly we do not need free speech when it comes to people tearing down the country in disingenuous, lying ways. If that line is not drawn, again, we are very, very screwed. We have to prosecute these people.
And you know what? They're gonna call that coming for them politically, when that's exactly what's happening the other way on this. It's sad. By the way, they've never seen consequences, so they have no idea the level of hot water that they're in. So when you have statements like that, then we go, what, treason? You mean I'm just trying to overturn our elections? That's just
trust fund baby. Trust fund baby that just has never, like you said, seen a consequence in his life. Yeah. He's a rich, privileged kid that just wants power, and will do it by, he'll throw women under the bus, he'll take rights away. It's really messed up.